"You've got one hell of a partner," he said softly, wincing as he probed his bruised ribs. "Your dad, he's the officer who talked to me this morning about getting clean, isn't he?" Lily nodded hesitantly, her fingers still tangled in Max's. Tell him." Michael paused to spit blood onto the pavement. "Tell him I'm ready to take him up on that offer." The sirens grew louder as a police cruiser screeched to a halt beside them. Officer James Parker erupted from the car, panic written across his face. "Lily!" he shouted, dropping to his knees in front of her. "Are you hurt? What happened?" Max gave a sharp, purposeful bark, his alert signal, trained to indicate a successful apprehension. Despite the severity of the situation, James felt a reluctant smile tug at his lips. Some things never faded. "Dad." Lily's voice was small but steady as she pointed to Michael. "He helped us. The bad men tried to take me, but Max stopped them, and this man told me to run. He says he wants to take your offer now." James looked from his daughter to the battered man on the ground, recognizing Michael Reynolds from their conversation earlier that day. The puzzle pieces snapped together with brutal clarity. The Black Reapers had gone after his daughter, and the man he'd tried to help had chosen to protect her instead. "An ambulance is on the way," James said, offering Michael a hand up. "Looks like we have a lot to talk about." "Mother's ear, the bad man is pretending," she whispered. "His button isn't real." Sarah's eyes widened, but she gave no other indication she'd heard, her medical training allowing her to notice what her husband might have missed in the heat of confrontation. Ryan's pupils were unnaturally dilated, his movements exhibiting the telltale signs of someone deep in the throes of stimulant use. His judgment would be impaired, making him even more dangerous. "James," Sarah called, her voice steady despite her racing heart. "He's high, probably meth." Ryan's attention snapped to Sarah, his expression darkening. "Shut up! One more word and—" The momentary distraction was all James needed. "Max, protect!" he commanded sharply. The German Shepherd exploded into action with breathtaking speed, crossing the waiting room in a blur of focused aggression. Ryan pivoted, trying to bring his weapon to bear on the charging dog, but Max was already airborne, a 70-pound missile of muscle and precision. Training. The impact knocked Ryan backward through the emergency entrance doors, the gun and detonator flying from his hands as both man and dog crashed onto the pavement outside. Chaos erupted in the waiting room as Dave and the other Reapers moved to intervene. James sprinted forward, tackling Dave before he could draw a concealed weapon. "Police! Everyone down!" he shouted, grappling with the larger man as patients and staff dove for cover. Outside, Max had Ryan pinned, his teeth locked on the gang. Leader's arm with professional precision, enough pressure to immobilize without severing arteries. Ryan bucked and twisted, his free hand landing blows on Max's ribs that would have caused a lesser dog to release its hold. But Max had been trained to maintain apprehension through pain and distraction, his focus absolute as he used his weight to keep his target immobilized. "Get this dog off me!" Ryan screamed, blood streaming from the puncture wounds on his forearm as he continued to struggle. Inside, the remaining Reapers found themselves surrounded as hospital security responded to the disturbance, their own weapons drawn. Recognizing the futility of continued resistance, they raised their hands in surrender. James, having subdued Dave with a painful arm lock, glanced toward the doors where Max continued to hold Ryan immobile despite the gang leader's increasingly desperate struggles. "Sarah, get Lily to a secure room," James directed, handcuffing Dave before rushing toward the entrance. Outside, the situation had deteriorated critically. Ryan, in his drug-fueled frenzy, had managed to reach a hidden boot knife with his free hand. As James burst through the doors, he saw the blade arcing toward Max's exposed flank. "Max, release!" James shouted, drawing his weapon. Max instantly let go and jumped clear, but not quite fast enough. The knife sliced across his hindquarters, drawing a spray of blood that stained the pavement. The shepherd stumbled, momentarily thrown off balance by the injury, giving Ryan the opening he needed to scramble to his feet. "You're finished, Morris," James said, his weapon trained on his former partner, center mass. "On the ground. Now." Ryan, wild-eyed and bleeding, shifted his grip on the knife. "You won't shoot me, James. You don't have the guts." "Try me," James replied, his voice deadly calm. "You threatened my family. There's nothing I wouldn't do to protect them."